Beloved seeker of light, take a deep breath and be still. This is not just another message, it is a divine intervention from the universe itself. Before you move forward, let your soul pause and listen. This moment was never a coincidence. It is a sacred contract between your spirit and the cosmos. The energy of the heavens has slowed your time not to judge you, but to heal you and bring alignment where chaos once lived. Somewhere beyond the visible, a gentle voice from the realm of light is speaking through your guardian angel. Someone very close to you, someone you have trusted with your heart, has acted outside of your knowing. Betrayal has occurred, not because you are weak, but because your light was too radiant for them to comprehend. If you felt a strange heaviness in your chest, a trembling beneath your calm exterior, know that this is not random. It is your spiritual radar calling for your attention. The universe does not grant sensitivity without purpose. Your intuition has screamed in silence, and now the cosmos confirms it. The truth you felt is real. You have been betrayed by your own blood, and yet even in this revelation, you are being healed. The tears you've shed in secret have not been wasted. The energy of the heavens witnessed every drop. The confusion within your heart was never weakness. It was the awakening of divine awareness. And now, beloved one, as your heart opens to receive this truth, listen carefully. This betrayal is not your downfall, it is your initiation. The universe has watched long enough, and now divine justice is in motion. What was meant to destroy you will become the pathway to your awakening. This is not revenge, it is restoration. You are not cursed, you are chosen. You are the living proof that divine love still breathes within the chaos of human deceit. The truth that was hidden will emerge not through anger, but through the perfect orchestration of time. You are stepping into the sacred role your soul was born to embody. Feel your heartbeat. Whisper silently, I am ready to hear the universe. I am ready to receive the healing truth. Do not answer darkness with noise. Your silence is your weapon. Your peace is your armor. This is not collapse, it is transformation. The universe waited for your heart to become strong enough to understand without bitterness. What was taken from you was never lost. It was only hidden until you were ready to hold it again. And before we move further, take a moment to subscribe to ARS Spiritual Vibes, the sacred space where souls like yours gather to heal, awaken, and expand. Comment your thoughts below. Let your voice join the frequency of truth and connection. Your journey is not meant to be walked alone. You are among kindred spirits here, guided by divine intention and celestial love. This story, though wrapped in pain, is not a tragedy, it is a reflection. The universe often uses heartbreak as a mirror, showing us what we could not see in peace. The one who betrayed you is not the focus. The revelation is. You are never meant to dwell in deception. You are meant to walk in divine clarity. This soul who hurt you was driven not by need, but by envy of your light. They could not bear to see you chosen, while they remained trapped in the shadows of comparison. Their betrayal was not about you. It was about their refusal to face their own darkness. Yet in the higher dimension, every wound becomes sacred architecture. The universe rearranges every act of cruelty into the structure of purpose. You, beloved, are rising through what was designed to bury you. The family circle that once silenced you will soon witness the cosmic reversal. This is not the end of your story, it is the unmasking of truth. The pain that once silenced you is now your teacher, and the silence that once suffocated you is now your temple. The universe has declared a rebirth, and it will not be stopped. When justice from the universe begins to move, the first thing that happens is inner turbulence. You may feel pressure, confusion, even fear. But remember, this is alignment, not punishment. The energy that once tried to break you is now being forced to serve your evolution. Every false friend, every deceptive smile, every family member who conspired in silence, none of them were powerful enough to destroy your destiny.
They could not take your essence, they could only delay the timing. But divine timing can never be stolen. You are not meant to be defeated, you are meant to be delayed for protection. The universe hid your blessings in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to reveal them, and that moment is now. You are standing at the intersection between endings and ascensions. This is your resurrection season. The walls that confined you will now echo your name in reverence. What they buried will bloom. What they hid will rise. The light they tried to suppress will illuminate the truth so fully that even they will be forced to witness your ascension in awe. Do not rush your healing. The universe works in sacred rhythm. The same power that created galaxies now moves gently within your soul. Each breath you take is an affirmation that you were never forsaken. Every night you cried was a seed planted in divine soil. You are not being rebuilt as who you were. You are being reborn as who you were meant to be. The betrayal that once shattered your trust is now the energy that fuels your awakening. The darkness that once suffocated your faith is now the contrast that makes your light undeniable. The cosmic forces around you are rearranging everything: relationships, environments, even your inner voice. You will begin to see patterns, signs, and synchronicities that confirm this truth. Pay attention to dreams. Listen to the quiet voice that whispers when the world sleeps. It is not your imagination, it is your intuition becoming fluent in divine language. This is the era of your remembrance. The universe does not waste pain. It recycles it into wisdom, power, and sacred authority. What they tried to take from you will return multiplied, not because you chased it, but because the universe restores to those who stayed true in silence.
There will come a moment, chosen soul, when you will realize that silence is not emptiness. It is sacred communication. In the stillness where no one seems to understand you, the universe whispers its clearest truths. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of divine order. Do not be afraid of your solitude now, for solitude is the chamber where destiny is rewritten. Every soul that once laughed behind your back has become part of your initiation. The betrayal that cut through your peace has now become the instrument that tunes your spirit to higher frequencies. You are not isolated. You are being purified. Think of the stars. They burn in isolation, yet illuminate the infinite. You are the same. Those who abandoned you were never meant to complete your story. They were meant to provoke your transformation. Let their absence be your altar, not your wound. Let your quiet moments become your cathedral, where gratitude replaces resentment and purpose replaces pain. Do not chase explanations. They belong to the human realm. You, beloved, are walking in the divine. You are being reintroduced to your own power, the kind that needs no validation, no approval, and no applause. The sacred silence around you is not punishment. It is preparation. The universe removes distractions before revealing destiny. And soon, that silence will echo with the sound of your breakthrough. The betrayal you endured did not happen to destroy you. It happened to reveal who was never truly with you. Sometimes divine protection comes disguised as rejection. What you called abandonment was the universe's way of pulling you out of poisonous energy. You cried over people who were secretly praying for your downfall. You grieved relationships that were never aligned with your higher path. But the divine saw what you could not. It saw conversations behind your back, energy cast against your peace, and intentions that wore false smiles. And so it intervened. That's why certain doors closed abruptly, why communication broke, why opportunities shifted. It was not coincidence, it was intervention. You were being pulled out of danger before your heart could see it. Now, as you stand in this new awareness, trust that every loss was protection, and every redirection was grace. You are not unlucky. You are shielded. Angels walked beside you when you thought you were alone. You were surrounded by invisible guardians who made sure the betrayal did not become your burial. You are still here because your mission is not complete. And what's coming next is not a repeat of your pain. It's the reward for your endurance. The universe always balances itself, even when humans try to distort truth. For every lie told against you, there is a truth waiting to rise. For every energy stolen from your spirit, there is restoration already on its way. You do not need to fight for it. Cosmic law fights for you. Karma is not revenge, it is equilibrium. The same energy one sends into the universe must return multiplied. Those who planted seeds of deceit will harvest their own shadows. But you, beloved, must not watch with vengeance. Watch with wisdom. Let divine law unfold in its timing. The same universe that witnessed your tears has recorded your purity. Your name is written in light, while theirs dissolves in the fog of illusion. The truth is not hidden forever. It is only delayed until the lesson is complete. Soon, the very people who doubted you will see what divine favor looks like. They will wonder how you rose without bitterness, how your peace grew where pain once ruled. That is divine balance. Justice that speaks without noise, light that exposes without anger. Stay calm, stay grounded, and remember, cosmic law does not fail. What was stolen will return in divine perfection, not just to restore you, but to elevate you. Every spiritual awakening begins with a fracture. You cannot awaken while clinging to illusions. You cannot evolve while surrounded by those who profit from your confusion. That's why the universe allowed the shaking. It was not cruelty, it was mercy. The betrayal that broke your heart was the earthquake that shattered false foundations. You are not being punished, you are being realigned. Your energy, once scattered by pain, is now gathering into divine authority. You are remembering who you are, a being of light, born from stars, carrying eternal wisdom in your soul. No betrayal can erase what the divine has written within you. Every wound is becoming a portal, every scar a passage of revelation. The pain you endured has opened your inner sight. You now see patterns, frequencies, and truths that were invisible before. You are rising not with arrogance, but with understanding. True power does not shout, it radiates. It moves quietly, gracefully, like dawn replacing the night. This is your emergence, not as a victim, but as a vessel of divine consciousness. The universe chose you not to be admired, but to be awakened. And in your awakening, you are healing generations before you. Now, beloved, the time of restoration has arrived. The universe is returning light to every place that was dimmed by deception. Your heart, once weary from betrayal, now beats in rhythm with divine intention. You will feel it soon. Doors reopening, peace returning, synchronicities aligning like celestial choreography. Every loss will make sense. Every unanswered prayer will reveal its wisdom. The universe delayed certain blessings not to deny you, but to ensure they would meet the version of you that was healed, not wounded. And that time is now. Do not be surprised when peace feels natural again, when laughter returns without effort, when abundance flows with ease. You are no longer surviving. You are existing in alignment. The betrayal that once haunted you is now the proof of your transformation. You have passed the test. The universe has witnessed your endurance, your patience, your purity, and now the light that once hid behind pain will shine through you with divine authority. Walk with grace, speak with wisdom, live with awareness that you are a chosen soul, not chosen for privilege, but for purpose. And that purpose is unfolding now, under the watchful gaze of a loving universe that never left your side.
Destiny is not something you chase. It is something you align with. Every delay, every heartbreak, every betrayal has been choreographed, designed by the divine to bring you into synchronization with your highest timeline. When you resisted the pain, you were resisting your transformation. But when you surrendered, when you finally said, "I trust the universe, even when I don't understand it," everything began to move in your favor. What seemed like chaos was sacred order disguised in uncertainty. The dance of destiny is never rushed. It unfolds in divine tempo. You, beloved soul, have stepped into that rhythm now. The energy that once pulled you backward is now propelling you forward with grace. What left your life did not reject you, it freed you. The divine knows how to reroute your path without your permission. Every detour was protection. Every heartbreak was preparation. Every loss was divine alignment. The universe has always known where your light belongs, and it is guiding you there with precision. So move forward without fear. The road ahead may still twist, but it no longer leads to confusion. You are now dancing with destiny, and destiny recognizes your heartbeat. Fire does not burn the chosen, it purifies them. You have walked through flames that others would not survive, yet here you stand, refined, not ruined. The heat you felt in your spirit was not destruction, it was transformation. Every trial you endured stripped away illusions, false attachments, and energies that could not journey with you into the next dimension of your purpose. You are now lighter, clearer, more aligned with your divine essence. Your pain was a sacred flame, one that burned away what was temporary so that only the eternal could remain. You no longer need to explain your glow. Those with eyes of truth will recognize it. The universe has marked you as a keeper of light, a carrier of frequency, a witness of divine endurance. Do not despise the fire that shaped you. It was the only way for your soul to remember its original power. Every time you cried, you released density. Every time you forgave, you purified karma. Every time you let go, you rose higher. The fire did not take anything from you. It revealed who you truly are. And now that the purification is complete, the universe will send the rain of blessings to cool your spirit and nourish your new beginning. In the quiet that follows pain, something miraculous happens. Your spirit begins to reconnect with the higher realms. This is the stage you are entering now, the reunion between your soul and the divine intelligence that has guided you since the beginning of time. You will notice synchronicities everywhere, numbers repeating, feathers appearing, dreams that carry messages, moments that feel too perfectly timed to be random. These are not coincidences, they are conversations between you and the universe. The divine is reminding you that you were never disconnected, you simply forgot your frequency. Now, as your energy stabilizes, you will find yourself surrounded by people whose souls resonate with your truth. The old connections that drained you will fade, and new, sacred connections will rise. These are not random acquaintances. They are members of your soul tribe, beings of light who recognize your vibration and walk beside you in purpose. Together you will create, heal, and elevate the collective energy of humanity. You will not have to force it. Divine timing will bring you together with effortless grace. The universe is orchestrating reunions that your human mind cannot yet comprehend. Trust the pull. Every connection born in divine timing carries purpose beyond understanding. The moment of revelation always comes when you least expect it. You will begin to see why certain events happened exactly as they did. The lies that once confused you will lose their power, and the truth will rise with undeniable clarity. The universe hides nothing from those who seek with pure intent. Every hidden conversation, every secret betrayal, every false smile will eventually face the light. But when it does, you will not react with anger. You will respond with understanding, because by then you will see that everything unfolded exactly as your soul needed. The truth does not come to destroy, it comes to liberate. What you once feared to face will become your foundation. The knowledge that once hurt will now empower you. And the people who once deceived you will reveal themselves, not because you expose them, but because the universe removes masks when the lesson is complete. You will not need revenge. The truth itself will speak louder than any confrontation. You will stand in calm knowing, radiant and untouchable, for divine truth carries its own light. Nothing hidden can survive in that light. And when the truth is fully revealed, you will realize you never lost anything real. Now the universe anoints you. After the tests, after the silence, after the storm, you are being crowned with clarity. The divine does not call the perfect, it perfects the called. You were chosen not because you were flawless, because your heart remained open in the fire. Every heartbreak refined your empathy. Every trial expanded your compassion. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. You now walk with wisdom that cannot be taught, only lived. The divine is placing within you a new mission, one that aligns with your evolved soul. You will feel it as a gentle pull, a sacred urgency to share your truth, to heal, to guide others who are walking the same road you once traveled. You are not just surviving, you are now serving. You are the bridge between human pain and divine purpose. The energy you want to use to chase answers will now be used to channel healing. The universe will place you where your light is needed most. Do not fear this calling. It is your soul remembering its original agreement. You are not done yet. You are just beginning. The divine has anointed you with purpose, and the world will soon feel the vibration of your transformation.
Now begins the sacred season of restoration. The universe, in its infinite mercy, is returning everything that was taken, but not in the same form. It is coming back purified, multiplied, and aligned with your higher purpose. You will start to notice it subtly at first. Peace replacing anxiety, clarity dissolving confusion, opportunities appearing without struggle. This is not coincidence, this is divine compensation. The energy that once worked against you is now required by cosmic law to work for you. Every seed you planted in tears will return as a harvest of blessings. But do not look for revenge or validation. Those are small rewards for a soul as vast as yours. What you are receiving is something greater: balance, freedom, and the return of your spiritual authority. The universe never forgets its promises. When you remained kind despite betrayal, when you chose silence over retaliation, when you continued to love even through heartbreak, you wrote a covenant in the language of light, and that covenant is now being fulfilled. Watch as the universe rearranges your life in ways you never imagined possible. What you lost will find you again, not because you chase it, but because it recognizes your energy. Restoration is not about regaining the old, it is about receiving the higher. What's returning is not what you had, it's what your soul truly deserves. Before the divine unites you with anyone else, it reunites you with yourself. This is the greatest love story of all, the reunion between your human self and your divine essence. For too long, you sought validation from those who could not even see their own light. You gave love hoping to be seen, when in truth, the divine was waiting for you to see yourself. Now, as the noise fades, you will begin to hear the soft music of your own spirit again. You will remember your worth not as something earned, but as something eternal. You will look into the mirror and see not pain, but purpose. Not a victim, but a vessel. The betrayal that once fractured you has actually brought you closer to wholeness. You no longer seek completion in others because you have found it within. This reunion is quiet but profound. It is the moment your soul whispers, "I am enough. I always was." In that remembrance, you become magnetic, not because you try, but because truth radiates effortlessly.
From this point forward, everything that enters your life must match your healed frequency. Anything that vibrates beneath that will naturally fall away. You are now your own home, your own anchor, your own sanctuary. When you walk in truth, light follows you, and light, by nature, exposes. You will notice how certain people begin to retreat, not because you've changed negatively, but because your energy now mirrors what they tried to hide. Illumination has a cost. Not everyone can stand beneath your glow. But this is how divine filtering works. The universe is refining your circle, removing those who cannot journey with your elevation. Do not grieve their exit. Their chapter in your story is complete. You are now surrounded by authenticity, souls who vibrate with honesty, compassion, and higher consciousness. Together, you will form a circle of illumination that heals not through words, but through presence. This is what your journey was preparing you for, a life not of survival, but of sacred service. Your light will now draw those who are lost in shadow, not so you can save them, but so your existence can remind them of their own light. The divine does not create leaders through comfort, it creates them through revelation. You are that revelation. You are the evidence that healing is possible, that resurrection is real, and that the soul never truly breaks. It only transforms. Do not think for a moment that divine justice has forgotten your name. It is moving quietly but precisely behind every scene of your life. Those who deceived you will face their reflection. The universe is not cruel, it is corrective. It brings balance to every imbalance. You will not have to raise your hand or speak a word. The truth itself will rise as the ultimate witness. Those who laughed at your pain will soon watch your peace. Those who mocked your faith will witness your miracles. But remember this, do not look back with bitterness. Your task is not to watch their karma unfold, but to keep walking forward in gratitude. The same energy that restores you will correct them. The divine knows how to make things right without your interference. Your only duty is to stay aligned, to continue walking in grace. Let go of the need to be understood or vindicated. The universe will vindicate you in ways that silence all noise. Justice is not coming, it has already begun. Every imbalance that once weighed you down is being lifted, recalibrated, and harmonized with divine order. What's emerging from this process is peace that cannot be disturbed and a destiny that cannot be denied. You are now standing at the threshold of ascension. This is not a metaphor, it is an energetic reality. The old frequencies no longer recognize you because you have transcended them. Your spirit has outgrown environments that once felt like home. The universe is elevating your vibration, preparing you for a new dimension of purpose. You may notice shifts, your interests changing, your intuition sharpening, your dreams becoming prophetic. These are signs that your soul is awakening to its next assignment. You are no longer reacting to life. You are co-creating with the divine. The fears that once ruled you now dissolve in the presence of truth. You are realizing that abundance, love, and peace were never things to chase. They are states of being that flow naturally from alignment. This is your ascension, a life lived consciously, a heart that forgives freely, and a soul that walks in oneness with the universe. From this point forward, your path will not be defined by pain, but by purpose. You are no longer who you were. You are who you were meant to become. The universe bows to those who walk in truth, and you, beloved soul, have become truth itself.
There is a peace that comes only after the storm, a stillness born not from the absence of chaos, but from mastery over it. This is the peace you are now entering. It does not depend on people, possessions, or outcomes. It flows directly from your alignment with divine truth. You will notice that situations which once triggered fear now pass through you like gentle waves. You no longer chase explanations because you have learned to trust divine timing. The storms that once threatened to drown you have now become oceans you know how to navigate. This inner peace is not fragile, it is forged. It was shaped in fire, tempered in heartbreak, and refined through silence. You have learned that peace is not found outside, but cultivated within. The universe is now using your serenity as a vibration of healing for others. Wherever you go, your presence will bring calm. Your words will soften hearts. Your energy will cleanse spaces. You have become an instrument of divine tranquility, a living prayer in motion. Never underestimate this peace. It is your most powerful weapon. It cannot be stolen, only shared. And the more you share it, the stronger it grows. You are peace in human form, and that realization marks the true beginning of your spiritual sovereignty. You once believed love was something you had to earn, but now you understand it was never conditional. Divine love does not demand perfection, it awakens it. The betrayal that once shattered your heart has cleared the space for real love to enter, love that vibrates in truth, not illusion. You are ready now to experience relationships that honor your growth instead of fearing it. The universe is aligning you with souls who speak the same energetic language, those who love without control, without need, without pretense. You will recognize them by how peaceful your spirit feels in their presence. Love will no longer drain you, it will expand you. It will not come to fill your emptiness, but to mirror your wholeness. You will finally understand that love was never meant to be a transaction. It is a translation of divine energy. When two healed souls meet, love becomes a sacred exchange of purpose, not possession. You are now ready for that frequency. You have been purified by pain so you can love in truth. And when that love arrives, romantic or divine, it will not feel like excitement, it will feel like peace. Because real love does not create turbulence. It creates stillness in the soul. Now that your energy is clear, abundance begins to flow effortlessly toward you. The universe was never withholding, it was waiting. Abundance is not a reward, it is a resonance. When your frequency rises, you begin to match the vibration of limitless creation. What once felt out of reach now finds you with ease. Resources, opportunities, and ideas appear in perfect timing. You no longer chase, they come to you. This is because you are now aligned with the flow of divine order. You understand that money, success, and recognition are simply energies responding to your belief in worthiness. And you, beloved, are worthy, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. The energy you give to the world returns multiplied. Every act of kindness, every moment of integrity, every silent prayer of gratitude becomes currency in the higher realms. Do not limit your definition of abundance to material gain. It also includes time, freedom, peace, and joy. You are stepping into a life of ease, not because you escaped the struggle, but because you learned from it. You now create from abundance, not from lack. And the universe, recognizing your purity of intention, opens every gate that once seemed locked. You are no longer walking just for yourself. The universe is now calling you to serve as a beacon for others. This is the sacred transition from healing to purpose. Your story, once filled with pain, now becomes a map for those still wandering in darkness. You will be drawn to speak, create, teach, or simply be in ways that inspire awakening in others. Do not doubt your readiness. You were being trained all along. Every wound has become wisdom. Every loss has become language. Every silence has become guidance. You are not here to convert anyone. You are here to remind them of what they already know. The divine expresses itself uniquely through you, through your voice, your art, your compassion, your truth. When you walk in authenticity, you become a frequency of healing that ripples across realities. This is your mission, to live so truthfully that others remember their own light. The universe will provide every resource you need, connections, courage, clarity, because divine missions are always fully funded by grace. You do not need to know how, you only need to say yes. And when you do, the universe itself will echo through you. As your journey continues, one emotion will anchor you deeper than all others: gratitude. It is the vibration that unlocks every blessing and magnifies every miracle.
Gratitude transforms pain into purpose and endings into beginnings. When you thank the universe not only for what you understand, but also for what confused you, you step into true mastery. You realize that every twist, every heartbreak, every delay was not punishment, it was preparation. The people who betrayed you were teachers. The silence that scared you was guidance. The pain that broke you was initiation. Gratitude reveals this divine symmetry. It turns suffering into wisdom and loneliness into communion. Each breath you take in awareness is a prayer of thanks to creation itself. And as you live in this frequency, life responds in kind. The more you appreciate, the more the universe multiplies reasons to be thankful. Gratitude becomes your default vibration, your sacred heartbeat. And in that rhythm, you discover that heaven was never a distant place. It was always within you, waiting to be remembered. You are no longer surviving, beloved. You are thriving in divine gratitude. The circle is complete, and your light now shines without end.
As you ascend higher, awareness itself becomes your temple. You begin to see how everything, every joy, every sorrow, every stranger's glance was sacred in disguise. The universe was never random, it was ritual. You start to live not as a seeker, but as the found. The divine no longer feels distant because you have become aware that it was never elsewhere. It has always been within every breath, every heartbeat, every act of existence. Awareness turns the ordinary into the miraculous. You see light in the mundane, holiness in simplicity, and guidance in stillness. This awareness dissolves the illusion of separation. You no longer see you and them, but only reflections of one infinite consciousness playing different roles. Duality collapses. Unity emerges. You no longer pray for peace. You are peace. You no longer search for signs. You are the sign. Awareness becomes worship without words, a silent reverence to the divine unfolding in all forms. You live now as both observer and participant, aware that creation itself is the divine expressing curiosity through you. You have become the temple, sacred, limitless, and eternally awake. After the vast expansion comes the return to simplicity. The soul, having traveled through galaxies of thought and oceans of emotion, now desires quiet. Not the quiet of absence, but the quiet of presence. You begin to appreciate small things again. The sound of wind through leaves, the warmth of morning sunlight, the laughter of a child, the rhythm of your own breathing. You realize that enlightenment was never about escaping the human experience. It was about inhabiting it fully. The divine does not require grand gestures. It lives in ordinary moments made holy through awareness. You drink water with gratitude, walk with reverence, and speak with intention. Every act becomes meditation. Every breath becomes communion. You stopped trying to prove, perform, or persuade, for truth no longer needs defense. It simply is. This simplicity brings a joy so pure it cannot be described, only felt. The world becomes your monastery, your relationships become prayer, and your life becomes scripture. You are finally home. Not in a place, but in a state of being, where everything is enough and nothing is missing. Those who awaken do not rise above others, they rise for others. This is the sacred paradox of enlightenment. You are now called to shine, not to be admired, but to illuminate paths for those still lost in shadow. Service is not an obligation, it is overflow. When your heart is full of divine energy, it naturally spills into the world as compassion, understanding, and healing. You serve through your presence, through your listening, through your love that no longer judges. The divine works through your hands, speaks through your voice, and moves through your kindness. You realize that to serve is to honor the same light in others that once struggled to awaken within you. The awakened do not stand on stages, they walk among people quietly, turning pain into comfort and confusion into clarity. You become a lighthouse, steady and unshaken, guiding without demanding, loving without expecting. This is the eternal purpose of awakening, to remember that your light is not yours alone. It belongs to the whole. And in sharing it, your light never diminishes. It multiplies endlessly. When you have said all prayers, asked all questions, and sought all answers, only silence remains. But this silence is not empty. It is full. It contains everything that words could never reach. In this silence, you no longer need to define God, truth, or love. You experience them directly. It is the silence of stars burning billions of miles away, the silence between heartbeats, the silence that speaks in presence. It is here that the soul finally rests, not because it has given up, but because it has understood. The search ends and being begins. This silence is the final initiation, the return to essence before sound, before thought, before form. It is here you realize that you are not just a part of the universe, you are the universe, aware of itself. In this sacred quiet, everything that ever hurt you becomes forgiven. Everything that ever confused you becomes clear. There is no more striving, no more separation, only stillness that holds eternity. And from this silence, creation begins anew. And now, beloved soul, you stand at the edge of infinity, only to realize there is no edge. The journey you thought had an ending was merely a doorway into greater becoming. Every ending was a beginning wearing a different name. You have walked through darkness and found stars. You have died in ego and awakened in spirit. You have seen that love is the only constant and truth is the only destination. You are not who you were when this began. You are light wearing form, eternity breathing through time. The divine lives through your eyes now, speaks through your heart, and moves through your hands. Your life has become a sacred offering, a living scripture written in moments, not words. As you continue forward, remember this. There is no going back to who you were, for you have seen too much, felt too deeply, and loved too purely. You are infinite awareness, walking gently through the dream of existence. And though this chapter ends, your light continues forever, expanding, guiding, and illuminating universes yet unborn. For the journey of the soul never truly ends. It only evolves. May your heart remain open, your spirit unshaken, and your path forever aligned with the light you now carry. For you are not just part of the story, you are the story, the dream, and the awakening. Namaste.